Yeah, bye. All right, XOXO. Got a girl. Audra at Home is filmed in front of a live Pitbull audience. Good morrow and merry meet. My name is Audra and you are in for a treat. All right, y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be doing one final look with my Lethal Cosmetics. I'm going to be recreating one that I just did like on the fly last night, but like with a little twist. And whilst I do that, I'm actually going to talk about 3 shows in which I learned something from that I've been watching on Netflix and or Hulu. Now, I will not be doing breakdowns of any of these shows. However, if you want breakdowns, go check out my girl, the Fancy Face, Tina. She has breakdowns of these shows and like what she saw and all this good business. However, there's a lot of breakdowns of these shows anyway, but I just want to talk about some things that I learned from watching them. But before we get there, I did want to just quickly thank y'all because listen, you don't have to send me stuff. I appreciate the people who do. It's not a prerequisite for watching my channel that you send stuff to my P.O. box, okay? But I wanted to talk about a viewer gift. Let me grab it right quick because I did grab it. I just don't know where I put it. Thanks, ADHD. Huge thank you. Y'all, like, wonderful. So essentially, I got a rainbow pen. I was sent, and I try not to like necessarily say your names because I don't know if y'all want that recognition and whatnot, but if you sent this, you know who you are. Thank you so much. For those of you who do not know, recently came out as Ace, and I'm part of the Pan Ace community. And now I have my own rainbow pin, which I've never had and always wanted, but now I do have one, and I'm actually really excited. Also, check it. I now have a gorgeous gothic Ace choker. I don't know if it's picking up as well on camera, mostly because it's still in the plastic, and I don't know why I do things like that, but that's because that's who I am as a human being, and I think that you should accept that. Excuse me. All right, this is it out of the plastic. This is really cute, so I'm very excited to be able to wear that. I can't wear it to work because things will get destroyed, and I even have like a little Ace plants. Like, this is so cute. I'm actually so excited. Sorry that I've lost my voice. I'm losing my voice. But this came from That Pride Shop. If you want to follow them on Instagram, I will have that linked below. I am so excited. It's not affiliated. I'm just saying if you wanted to, you know, do that. So, you know, Deborah, thank you. I'll just say Deborah that way because it says, to Audra, congratulations on your coming out. I hope this little gift helps you to be the proud badass that we all know you are. Mwah! Thank you. Yes, it does. All right, so now I'm getting like nerdy. All right, so now let's go ahead and get started with things that I learned from the Tinder Swindler, which is actually really hard to say, Tom and Pammy, or Pammy and Tom, Pam and Tom, Tommy and Pam. I can never remember the order of that. And finalmente, Love is Blind. It won't be in that order because I already forgot it, but let's get started. Okay, so first up, we all up in my business. Well, hello. Hello to you. Hello to me. You see how like dark my under eye circles are? Y'all, I have not been getting enough sleep. I have not been getting enough rest. Every time I think that rest is coming my way or work is gonna chill. No, the answer is no. I have shit fucking everywhere. I gotta clean up. Oh my God, there it all goes. There it all goes. We're just gonna look away. We're gonna look away from the mess I'm creating. All right, so first of all, I wanna talk about Love is Blind and what I learned from it, because I don't think I really watched the whole first season, and look, there's 100% chance that I totally did, and it's completely wiped from my memory. I feel like what I did is what I often do with these shows, and that is that I watched the reunion, and like, for why? It's like, Audra, you didn't even watch the show, yet here you are watching the reunion. Listen, I'm a complicated person. Let me live. But I ended up watching mostly the second season, right? Right. And here's the thing. I just want to say, I feel like what both seasons have taught us, my opinion, obviously, is that love is definitely, absolutely not blind. It is not. It is not blind in any way, shape, or form. And I say this all love, you know. But I say this in all love because you take Kyle and Shayna, for instance, right? And I feel like, you know, for those of you who don't know, Kyle is an atheist and Shayna is a devout Christian. And we, like, listen, faith or lack thereof is a part of who you are. And that doesn't just like change because you quote unquote met the right person. You would actually, you yourself, be going through a personal journey to make the decision to like look into your faith or lack thereof a little deeper. You know what I mean? Like that would have to be something you were doing because you fucking wanted to, right? It can't be something that is being done because you like someone. And I feel like, first of all, Shayna and Kyle weren't even supposed to be. Let's be honest about that. Like, let's just start there. But the thing that I learned is that love for sure isn't blind, because the way that Kyle saw Shayna, I think that these are their names. We'll find out. I'll put the real names if I'm incorrect in here somewhere. But the way that Kyle's entire like being changed when he saw Shayna and was like, oh shit, she's hot. I just 100%, he would not have been actively trying to pursue her the way that he was if she had not been visually appealing to him, period. If he had not found her visually appealing when they met, you know, IRL, like no longer in the little cubes, he would not have continued to be like, no, we should be together. We should be together. Like he would have met her if she had looked dog dick ugly to him. You know, I use that term as like, to him, he found her unattractive, unappealing. Then he would have been like, yeah, you're right. Our differences are too great. You know what I mean? Immediately. He would have immediately been like, you're right. Our differences are too great. He moved in with a weird thunder to kiss her, and you could clearly see she was like not comfortable with that at all. She was in no way comfortable with him like coming up in this like weird fiery passion, being like, let's kiss. No. She was like, no, I'm good. I don't really want to do that. Put the kibosh on that. Like the way he smashed his lips against her non-waiting lips was, I would say, humiliating for him, but he wouldn't know humility. But it clearly shows to me that like this show needs a little makeover. And here's what I think should actually happen. I think that yes, you can call it Love is Blind in the sense of they don't know exactly which person they're talking to. I think that they should be given pictures of these people, right? And then not know their names, right? You just give them the picture. They just don't know the names. Wow, this got super bright all of a sudden. Listen, the light has been changing in here because like, it's gray outside. Anyways, but like, what should happen, my opinion, is that you see these people and you just don't know which one of these people that you are talking to. You see the pictures of them. Here's why I think that that would make sense. And I say this because then you have Shake and Deepti, who connected deeply, I guess, on a deep level or whatever, both being Indian people who hadn't dated another Indian person. And then they were like really excited about like this prospect because they were connecting on levels that they were like, wow, I didn't think this could happen, blah, blah, blah. And then Shake just doesn't find Deepti attractive. You know, he does not like, he doesn't find her attractive. He feels like, you know, she's an auntie or whatever. And like literally just won't tell her that. Just won't say, I don't find you attractive. And here's the thing. I don't know if he didn't find her attractive because he's just used to dating white women or what, but that's neither here nor there. Or maybe it's all here and all there. The point is, he didn't just say to her, sorry, I don't find you attractive. And he could have. He could have been like, I don't think that this is gonna work because as much as we connect on a deep level, I just don't find you, you know, appealing. So that's that on that. You know what I mean? Instead, he just kept sitting there telling everyone else underneath the sun. Like, not even thinking about like, bro, this is fucking TV. Like, This is gonna be streamed to millions of people. She's going to see the shit that you said about her at some point. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna see this and she's gonna realize that this entire time you've been over here like completely, like finding her completely unattractive, which rude. But again, it proves again, love is not blind. Like, he connected with her deeply because they, you know, culturally had a lot of things in common, but realistically, when he saw her, like he said, it was like auntie vibes for him. He just wasn't really interested. I mean, is he a piece of shit? Yes. I'm also using this as a mirror right now, so I don't want to hear it. But he got auntie vibes. He wasn't attracted to her for whatever reason. You know, I'm not going to shit on him for that. Like, but I am going to shit on him completely for just not saying, I don't find you attractive, and just like seeing if they could either work through that or just immediately be like, you know what, let's just be friends. Let's not worry about the getting married aspect of this. Let's just even try to see if we can connect, you know, physically. Because here's the thing, you cannot tell me under any circumstances, you literally cannot say to me that the way to, that love is something that should be, and I don't know why people keep thinking this, that you can't judge a book by its cover, like blah, 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 and that's exactly how you judge books. That doesn't make sense. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. That's how you decide whether or not to read a book. Behind me, I have a book. It's an Edgar Allan Poe book, a collection of stories. Now, there's lots of Edgar Allan Poe books. Why did I choose this one? I like the way that it looked. Can you see it right now? No, I'm just pointing to it so you kind of know what I'm talking about. The cover. And like, that's I don't think I bought that. I think my mom did. I can't remember. Anyway, the point is the cover. The cover. I liked the way that that particular collection of Edgar Allan Poe stories looked, and I was like, yeah, I want this one, right? And like, as such, I'm definitely choosing the book by the cover. You have to be able to find appeal in your partner, whatever it is. Everyone has what they think of as attractive in their mind's eye. And I feel like what this show does is like what movies do when they turn a book into a movie, right? You read the book, you read the character descriptions, and you build up in your head what that character looks like. Then they make the movie and you're like, nope, that's not them. That is not who I would have chosen. You know, and that happens. A lot of people feel the same way about a character. They're like, I would not have chosen that person to represent them, period. Right? Right. And so to me, at the end of the day, love is not blind. It is not. People have whatever they like as being attractive, right? They have that and they like having that, and they should. I think that you can connect as deeply as is possible not seeing someone, and then that attraction can completely change when you see them. That's just how it is, for better or worse, right? That's one of the reasons why I always hated the idea like, oh, you should date someone you're not attracted to. First of all, I've tried that back in the day, okay? I tried that. You know what happened? I wasn't attracted to them. So it wasn't, I did not find them visually attractive. So it wasn't good, you know? Like, it felt like I was just like, and that was when I was still doing the, you know, and the, I was still doing all that, you know? And when I didn't find them visually appealing to me, it was just awkward. It was awkward. It was an awkward situation that I really shouldn't have put them through. That doesn't even make sense. Why would I put another person through my bullshit being like, no, I'm just trying. And like, imagine saying that to that person. Like, well, I normally don't date people as ugly as you, but I'm trying something new, you know? Maybe I'll stop dating, you know, assholes if I date someone ugly. That's not how it works, right? You know, you should be dating somebody that you find visually appealing to you. And this show is consistently only proving that love isn't blind. You know, it's proving that like people need that attraction. Whether or not you're ace, whether or not you are sexually active, like people need what they find visually appealing in a partner, point blank and period, to be able to have that relationship be a good one for them, you know? Because it's just not gonna be good. It's just not gonna be good if they don't find them appealing. Oops, sorry, I'm just scooching around. Listen, pay me no mind. Next up, what we learned from Tommy and Pam, or what I learned from Tommy and Pam. The first thing that I really learned is that we needed to stop calling, and currently we need to stop calling them sex tapes, because they're not sex tapes, okay? That's not what they are. They are unintended, intimate moments. And I say that because at a younger age, and I feel like there was somebody in the comments who brought this up as well, but at a younger age, I feel like a lot of us didn't really understand that these tapes were not consensually put out. You know what I mean? We looked at them and the people involved in them as kind of like assholes. I really just got eyeshadow in my eye and I'm just blinking now. Like, oof. That's what, I typically don't use this type of brush for that because I'm a messy bitch. Anyways. And I'm still using it. We're still gonna keep making the same mistake. You know why? Because that's who I am as a person. Like, I feel like so many of us, especially if you were born in the 80s and you know, like I am, you know, I'm old, born before the internet. Grew up and watched the internet become what it is today. I just feel like we did not fully understand that these tapes were not consensual, that these tapes weren't being like put out, they were being stolen from people. And that was like the world's first sex tape, I feel like, honestly, that was being like sold and distributed and whatnot. And by that, I mean like celebrity sex tape. I don't mean like, you know, porn. But what I found so interesting about this is how so few of us really understood that like these tapes weren't consensual, and that's why I said we need to stop calling them sex tapes, because it very much is giving this like consensual vibe, you know, like you look at a tape like the Paris Hilton one and all of that stuff, and where people were like making fun of like, oh, she doesn't look into it at all, and you're like, yeah, of course she doesn't, because it wasn't for public consumption. Like that was not the point of this tape. It wasn't for you, you know, it was something that they were making. So, you know, they need to be called UIMs, unintended unintended intimate moments, because these tapes were not made with the intent at that point in time, and I think still currently, for public consumption. So that's number one. These sex tapes aren't sex tapes. That's really making it seem like the people who made it are trying to like make a sex tape. And that is not the impression that I get from that. That's not the impression that I get. Bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam. All right, so like I clearly don't feel like that. And I just don't like that they, yeah, so that's really not the impression that I got from that situation. And so like we have that aspect, right? Obviously, sex tapes aren't sex tapes. They are unintended, intimate moments that are caught and stolen and they've been doing this for a long time. And these moments, honestly, nobody's really doing anything about them. I feel like they're still able to like capitalize on this and blackmail people with them and basically be like, if you don't give me money or whatever, then we're gonna distribute it. The other thing I learned from this is that like, I had always liked Pam Anderson, you know, I had always liked her. I thought she was a very interesting person. She always seemed like intelligent and smart. And I learned from this that these biopics don't give a fuck about like the truth, because they really portrayed her, my opinion, like she was just kind of like dumb and bubbly and like she wasn't particularly intelligent. And she was smart, she was funny, and she was interesting. And I feel like they just kind of neglected that part of her character. I feel like they also cast somebody who kind of looks like her. And I also feel like they spent way too much time on like her naked titties and Tommy Lee's big schlong. That wasn't really, I didn't need that. Like, I know that they're trying to be like, oh, well, this is a sex tape. But I didn't need that to know that that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't require that kind of attention to detail, because that shit was weird. Like, I feel like they went too far in, you know, proving this like point, like, oh yeah, look at this, you know? Look at his big D. And I was like, baby, no, I don't want to. Number one, I didn't want it to like turn and talk. Number two, and most importantly, like, just stop. I feel like they were focusing so much on the physical attributes of Pam that they really forgot like who she was as a person at the time. And we're like in these streets trying to make her look like she was just kind of a bimbo. But the other thing that I learned from this is I had to get us started. I had to stop filming because I was gonna run out of battery, and then I knew I was gonna just be talking and have been talking to like air and Bo. So, I mean, that's fine. Bo likes to listen to me, but still. Just a random side note that I have fucking hit I just said Pam. Pan in a bronzer. This is my Prime Beauty bronzer. So like when I tell you I like it, it's a bronzer and it's in Bronzeville. Baby. You know, I rarely pan anything. That's why this isn't a panning channel. But the like last thing that I really learned from watching Pam and Tommy is that once again, the way in which women take the brunt of these awful things. You know, feel how you want about Kim Kardashian the person, feel how you want about Paris Hilton the person, and feel how you want about Pam Anderson the person. But let's get real about the fact that like when this shit is leaked, the men are overwhelmingly praised for hitting that, and the women are turned into whores. Like the way that everybody acted like this is exactly who Pam is, and this is what she wanted, and like da-da-da-da-da, and oh, well, she posed in Playboy. Like, I just want to explain one more time for those in the back who cannot seem to fucking hear. Not because you're hearing impaired, but because you can't fucking listen. Here's the thing. There is a difference, and will always be a difference, between you having photographs done, right, for a magazine or for whatever use that you have, getting those photos done and releasing those photos to the public, and someone taking things that you never intended to be for the public and putting it out there. Two completely different things. I could pose nude for any magazine I choose, but if somebody stole intimate photos that I had on my phone and they put them out there, I still have a right to be mad. I still have a right to be embarrassed because that's not what I wanted out there. I know, you're like, Audra, we've already seen you naked. Not like that, you haven't. Not like that. You have seen me artfully pose. You have seen me be able to choose which photos I want to go in this magazine. You being able to just snatch a selfie that I took and then be like, it doesn't matter, we've seen it anyway. No, that's not how it works. So sorry. To everyone who tries to say that, like, no, we've already seen it. No, you have not seen something that I intended in private for someone else, for someone that wasn't the public. And the way that this keeps happening over and over and over again, and the answer and the response constantly is, if you don't want this to happen, then don't do it, really fucking pisses me off. Like, I'm getting heated, and I'm sorry that I'm getting heated, but also, no the fuck I'm not. I am tired of this argument that you shouldn't do a thing. And it's like, no, people shouldn't steal your property and then profit off of it. And we should have a system that doesn't allow you to do that. It was very obvious in like looking at that if it's factual, because who knows at this point, because obviously there's a part in there with Third Eye Blind, and then they're like, this never happened. Because Stephen Jenkins, I don't know why I found him oddly attractive. Moving on, was like, that didn't happen. And then they're like, we took some liberties. But the point is that they apparently listed the tape as one of the items stolen. And this is where like I get heated about this kind of shit, because like when these things are stolen from people, it feels like they have no rights to get their property back. It feels like it's so difficult. And the thing is, it's the internet. Like once it's out, it's out. There's nothing you can do. So of course, when these things get out, of course the people who it's affecting do the only thing that they can do and just take back the rights to it, right? Take back the rights to make money on it. That's all you can do. It's already out. You know what I mean? It's the internet. You can't like actually retake it back. And I feel like that's why we so often felt like these were done on purpose, because eventually the people who were in these videos made money off of it. Like they were the ones who made money. But like when you grow up and you start thinking about it and realize how the internet works, your ass is like, yeah, of course they did this. Of course they did this. It was their only option. They had no other option. Their options were that they allow somebody else to profit off of their pain, or they're gonna profit off of their pain, because it's already out in the internet. There's not a way, like you can't just scrub it. Somebody has it, and they'll just keep re-putting it out there for you. Baby Jesus, did y'all hear that? There are spirits in my house. There's not. Everything's fine. It's clean. It's fine. It's fine. All right? So I'm going to stop getting heated, and I'll be right back. So yes, lessons were learned there. I also really, I think I watched like 5 episodes and then I just couldn't watch it anymore because it just got super uncomfortable for me. One, I know Pam doesn't, my understanding is anyway that Pam didn't really want this to be out. And 2, I just, there was a scene where I felt like just assaulting her again. And I just really, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't take it. So next up, whilst I start preparing my brows, the next thing I actually want to go ahead and talk about is, I just forgot again, the Tinder Swindler. All right, what we can learn from this. First of all, one big thing I have learned is it's very easy from the outside looking in to make jokes at these women's expense and to be like, wish I had 20K lying around to give to some random stranger, like da 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 da. I don't feel like people watched it and were really listening and paying attention. So let's just start there. But this is a very intense brow and I'm gonna do a little bit of brushing it out for once because I typically don't, but we'll see. For those of you who didn't see it, there's this guy who claimed, I cannot say his name and I'm not gonna butcher it because I hate doing that. Like, it makes me feel like such a jackass. I'm like, I don't know. I know it starts with an L because it's one of those, listen, here's the thing about some kind of, some names that aren't English, American, the way in which some letters are put together. I learned phonics, so I have difficulties and I'm like, so I don't want to fuck it up. Anyways, we gonna not make these brows match, but we're gonna at least try to make them be semi-cousins, like in the same family. This is for sure and certainly one of those situations where I feel like people just really weren't paying attention because this man had a fucking top tier scam. This was no Nigerian prince scam, all right? That's not what was happening here, okay? He didn't just like show up and be like, hi, I'm rich. He was very specific in how he did this. So what's happened here is he did it, like I was saying previously, this is not like a Nigerian prince scheme where he's just like, oh, I need a bunch of money. This man has a Tinder bio, right? Showing him living a lavish life. You know, it's a gorgeous, lavish life that he is leading, all right? And then you meet him, and you know what? He's living that life, which is, of course, gonna change how you feel about it. Like, if these women met him, right? And he was sitting there like, oh, I'm, you know, fucking rich and fabulous and I live this grandiose life and like da-da-da-da. And they met him and he was driving a beat up fucking Camry. I too would be like, these bitches, dumb, right? That's not what happened. He's literally flying them around Europe, y'all. Literally flying them around Europe. He's flying to them. He's flying them to him. They're having lavish, staying in 5-star hotels. And to add insult to injury, he got his baby mama in on this scam. His baby mama, you heard me right. She's in on this scam with the baby. We're gonna let this dry and then we're gonna fix that. But she's in on this scam. So he has a baby mama in on this scam, doing the scamming with him, right? She's a part of the scam. So it's not even like, oh, and it looks like everybody's saying like, oh, he's a good dad. He's taking you on private jets. He is telling you that he wants to spend his life with you. It is like a fucking fairy tale. And at no point has he given you any indication that he's broke, because he's not broke. That's the thing. He's not broke. It's just not his money. And because he's talking about being in the diamond business, which a lot of people know, it's a very shady business. It's very shady, quite dangerous. It is a situation. It is a situation, right? And so he's priming and prepping you, not only saying like how much he loves you and wants to spend his life with you, he is also, without a shadow of a doubt, showing you that this is his life, that it's not made up, that he's not like doing this for clout or whatever, like he's not tricking you. Because after a month of this man flying you back and forth and you spending all this time in these gorgeous hotels, you're like, okay, you feel secure that this isn't a scam or a scheme. And so it's like, there you are, minding your black business or whatever race you happen to be. And this guy is like really giving you that feeling, you know, that feeling that like he is the real deal. He hasn't given you any indication or indicators to feel like there is a lie happening here. So when he tells you that he has enemies and he needs to move some money around, you're literally not thinking to yourself, this man is a liar. Like, that's not the thought that's coming to you. You're like, oh my gosh, what? Mind you, again, he's been showing you that he lives a very lavish lifestyle. That, y'all, I'm so embarrassed. All of my blush palettes are from like people who do bad, and that's what we are today. We're just gonna live our bad lives. And so it's like, there you are thinking to yourself like, yes, I have a prince. I found me a prince. I have wanted my entire life to be with somebody who wanted to treat me just like this, who wanted like yachts and all this shit. Like, this is what I've always wanted, whores. I'm sorry I called you whores. But like, you sitting there being like, this is what I've always wanted. Always. In my life, I have wanted this life. And now, bitch, I have it. And then he's like, hey boo, I need you to slide me a little bit of money. And you're like, okay. And he's like, don't worry, I'll send it back. Now, I think the thing that people miss, especially on Twitter, because hot takes are hot takes, but the thing that a lot of people miss is he didn't just like ask them for money and then they gave it to him and like, then like, that was the end. He asked them for money and was like, I'll pay you back, and then did. Okay, here's the fun fact. He actually wasn't paying them back. He made it look like they did. That's how deep this scheme was. He had documentation put together that fucking made it look like he paid them back. Documentation that made it look like he paid them back, all right? Like, y'all, this was sophisticated. Like, that's why I hate that people were sitting there kind of dogging and dunking on these ladies. And I'm like, no. This is a very, very sophisticated scam. Like I said, it was no Nigerian prince scam. It wasn't like, I need $12,000 or like send me $1 million. Like, this man like scammed you very, very well. He worked very hard on this and had been doing so for years. This is like the con artist is confidence. And he gave you every confidence that he had the money to do what he said he was gonna do. And there was literally no part of you that was sitting there thinking, oh, he must be a liar. He must be playing me. Why would you think that? He's given you every indication that he is telling the truth, that he's a truthful ass bitch. But unfortunately, it turned out he was a liar. He was a liar. He scammed these women. And I feel terrible for them because they are still in debt. He is still living his best life. Like, they felt good for a second because they got him caught. But I mean, he's still living his best life. And apparently has no financial troubles. Basically, for those of you who don't know and didn't really watch it, he just essentially was using this, all the money that he used and was wooing women was money that he basically scammed from other women. And he just kept this scam going. Like, he wanted to live a rich, lavish life. And you know what, baby? He did. And what I've learned from this is that, like, people can show you everything, and they can really scam you, like really scam you. And that we need to be more gentle with people. We need to be kinder to them. And oh Jesus, I almost threw my palette on the ground. Not before the review, baby. But we need to be more gentle with people and like not making fun of them, because this, like I said, this is a very, very sophisticated scam. This wasn't, you know, just weird bullshit. Like, he was meeting you in person. Like, that's the other thing. He was meeting you. He was making love to you. All right. So he was doing that. He was really doing all the things that you would think that you would want in a relationship. He showed you he had this money. So I think we need to learn to be kinder and gentler to people who get scammed, because it's not, you know, I get like really stupid, shitty scams that don't make sense, and I kind of get it, but realistically, like, we just don't know how everybody's mind works. We need to be kinder to people when they get scammed like this. It sucks, you know what I mean? We do need to be a little bit kinder, because it's very easy to look on the outside and see this and watch the story and be like, there's no way I would have given this man money. But when you're in it and somebody's giving you all the things that you've always wanted, or things you didn't even know you wanted, and they're like, here you go, baby. Like, I've got, you know, here's your life, the life that you've always wanted. You're living like a princess or a queen, whatever it is that you wanted. And then it just all gets taken away from you in like a hot second. You know what I mean? 1 second, you know, and you begin to realize that like everything about this man was a lie. Everything about him was a lie. He doesn't have that money. He's not even the son of the King of Diamonds. He's not the Prince of Diamonds. He's just a nobody who did a very good job photoshopping some photos of him with that man. He did a very good job of scheming and scamming and taking everything from you. And now you have no savings and a load of debt. And I just think that we need, like I said, to be kinder. It really wasn't the kind of scam or scheme where it's not like he didn't meet these women. You know, he met them, he wooed them, and then he scammed them. He took every fucking thing they had. This Black Moon Cosmetics lip, fucking gorgeous. So yeah, be kinder to people. And that is the video, and this is the look. You're gonna see it again, or you may have already seen it. It just depends on what order I decide to edit these videos in. But yeah, this is the look. We're gonna, I guess, come in close and be fucking weird, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. So, all right, y'all, that is it. That is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really gonna try to do more of these because I feel like there's so many people who do like breakdowns, and I just really want to talk about what I learned from these shows. So, love is not blind. Sex tapes are stolen, and we need to do more to stop that. And anybody can get scammed. Scammers have gotten really good at their job, so we need to be kinder. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, give this video a big thumbs up, so then that way the algorithm goddess can do what she does best, which is push me further down into the algorithm so that I can continue to do whatever the fuck I want to. And as usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky bays, yeah, without which I truly would not be able to keep the bats in the belfry and the spiders firmly ensconced in their webs. To all of you who watch, like, share, and subscribe, I appreciate you as well. And if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I am trying to hit 13K by my birthday, which is in April. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna hit it, but I'd like to. You know what I mean? I'd like to at least get close. A little edging. All right. Remember, it costs $0 to be kind. It's so good for your soul because if you don't take care of it, I'm sure shit coming for yours. Until next time, XOXO. Got the girl just in time. That horrible fucking fake train noise.